So, who, pray tell, may be with me at this moment in time? Oh, I guess nobody. Damn it. I hate that when that happens. Things are going to be kind of slow here on for a while till people start piling in, but glad you're watching. We're going to show so, who, pray tell, maybe? We're going to show a interesting video here today. This video was brought to you by Redacted. Please join, subscribe, and share. We are using this video for educational purposes only. Thank you. I don't really want to start it till people start coming here. Ow. All right, who's in the room? I'd like to start this video. I'd like at least a couple people know that they're watching or whatever. How come it did that? Huh. All right, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start the video.
They need to keep building up the fear of these YouTube.
Don't forget to please like, subscribe to Redacted. This video is used for entertainment purposes only.
UAPs. Next step is really for the UAPs to start shooting down our commercial airliners and our military jets from the skies. And that, I believe, is going to be happening very, very soon.
Welcome to Redacted Conversations. I'm Clayton Morris. On this show, we invite journalists and thought leaders and whistleblowers and interesting people who have interesting stories to tell. And our guest today is John D'Souza. John D'Souza is a retired FBI special agent who served 25 years on counterterrorism, paranormal cases. He had a top secret security clearance during his FBI career. In fact, D'Souza literally collected the real life X-Files that were used in the show, The X-Files. And I want to welcome John in. John, I became aware of you because I think about a year ago, you said publicly on an interview that I caught that, hey, the government is going to use some sort of a UFO invasion, a fake UFO invasion story. And you laid it out specifically. And then wouldn't you know, a few weeks ago, we have Chinese balloons and UFO invasion. And I remembered that interview. We featured it on the show, and my audience was like, holy smokes, he got it right. So, John, that's how I first learned about you. So I said, I want to have John on the show. I want to hear about his FBI career. I want to hear about these X-Files. I want to hear about your writing. I want to hear about how prescient you were with all of these, this awareness about what the deep state is doing, the cabal and all of that. So, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Clayton. It is great to be here with you on Redacted Conversations, Redacted News. You guys are fantastic, and I am so happy to be here. This is a great privilege for me, and yes, all that you were saying is correct. And I am John D'Souza. I was a special agent investigator in the FBI for 25 years. It was over 25 years, and I was the agent that had several of their stories way back in 1993. There were several of my stories were taken by a show that was going on the air at that time for about a year. It was called The X-Files, and it was using several of my cases. And the FBI actually called the creator of that show while I was there, our bosses at the FBI, and told him, where did you get those stories from? Because they were classified. They were not only classified, they were buttoned up, what we call buttoned up, having everybody sign additional non-disclosures and things like that. And so the creator, Chris Carter, he tells this story today. He had to answer. He was told by the FBI that his show was going to be shut down. And he had to tell them where they got his show, because they were obviously accusing me at the time of giving this information to Chris Carter. That was not the case. And he expressed to them that that was not the case as well. And he actually got the stories from several retired FBI agents that actually were working with me and went to Hollywood to be consultants. And they got my, what we call the OTB book, the off the books notes that I have of cases that that were not really put into FBI files for various reasons. Many of us have those books, and they're very interesting and they're very good. And other than that, though, I also worked all the big counterterrorism cases as well. That was kind of like my major, while paranormal was kind of my minor at that point. And so that's where I come from. That's what I have done. And I have a lot of things that I share with people these days in my books and in my presentations and everything else that I do around the world.
Afraid to open email attachments or make payments online because of cyber threats? Your computer runs slow and it keeps crashing?
So I want to dive in.
Sorry about the ads. This is Redacted. Please like, subscribe, and share. And this video is used for entertainment purposes only. Thank you.
into a lot of these things. I want to talk about the cabal today. I want to talk about the deep state. I want to talk about why you left the FBI, like maybe the current state of the FBI. But first, before we get into some of that, maybe we can just talk about some of the news of the day, which how I came to learn about you, which is around this UFO flap, this Chinese balloon story. And you, over a year ago, were saying they are lying to us what they're going to do next. It's already prepared. They are going to tell us that a UFO invasion is coming. It will be used as a story. There won't be a UFO invasion. It'll be used as a story. And then I couldn't believe this all. I mean, it was all laid out there. It all was coming to be. Oh, it was Chinese balloons. Now maybe it was UFOs. Now it's UFOs. And now we're really ramping up the Pentagon awareness about it. And my side of it has been that they want to use this story to spend money, the military industrial complex, to continue to make billions of dollars, and using Space Force as the next way to do that and all of this. So am I wrong about that, or could you elaborate on that? And how did you know that this was going to be the case, that they were going to use this story to scare people?
The way that I knew was through my investigations that have been painstaking over the years, and also my information that I get from the intelligence community. In the intelligence community, which is the people who have worked with and been around the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, all this, and also the intelligence agencies of other nations, of the other English-speaking nations, which includes many countries, because we also count India, Israel in that as well, and many others.
We can stop the video at any time if anybody would like to interject or talk about what they've heard so far. I would really enjoy your guys' input. Remember to like, subscribe to Redacted. This video is used for entertainment purposes only.
And so we have a way of sharing information to each other, which is through something called raw data and rumor, so that we are not violating any secrecy. We're not violating any top secret sort of prohibitions. So we're able to talk to each other about rumors, about things that may possibly be true. And the thing is, today, when you're in an atmosphere of complete and total deception, like we are today, then rumors become possibly life-saving, potentially life-saving at this point.
Right.
And that's where we are. That's where we are today again, so that we are actually able to latch on to important rumors, raw data that is running around, and we're able to share it. And that's a large part of how.
Right on, Chuck. What's for dinner tonight? Boy, Facebook's really behind. I know you're eating, but what are you eating for dinner? Hello, Whoop Lady.
Hi, you could have muted, baby.
Hey. Anyway.
What's going on? How come you're live?
I decided to show this video about this UFO thing.
How long have you been playing it?
8 minutes and 5 seconds, and it's almost an hour long.
Oh, okay. So you're only 8 minutes in.
Yeah. I guess I could start it over if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah. See how you are.
Hey, you offered. Haha. Hey, Chuck. I can't tell who's in chat, but I think Chuck is. And hi, how you doing, buddy? Pork roast, mashed potatoes, gravy, and veggies. And why wasn't I invited?
Yeah, what the hell, over. All right, so this video is brought to you by Redacted. Please like, subscribe, and share. And this video is used for entertainment purposes only.
Okay. And every now and then we need to stop and repeat that.
Yes, dear. I already have a few times, but thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
Next step is really for the UAPs to start shooting down our commercial airliners and our military jets from the skies. And that, I believe, is going to be happening very, very soon.
Can you put us up on the side? Not below.
What?
Please. Can you move our pictures off to the side and not down below?
Like that?
Yes, thank you. I like that too. Even Aaron watches them.
Welcome to Redacted Conversations. I'm Clayton Morris. On this show, we invite journalists and thought leaders and whistleblowers and interesting people who have interesting stories to tell. And our guest today is John D'Souza. John D'Souza is a retired FBI special agent who served 25 years on counterterrorism, paranormal cases. He had a top secret security clearance during his FBI career. In fact, D'Souza literally collected the real life X-Files that were used in the show, The X-Files. And I want to welcome John in. John, I became aware of you because I think about a year ago, you said publicly on an interview that I caught that, hey, the government is going to use some sort of a UFO invasion, a fake UFO invasion story. And you laid it out specifically. And then wouldn't you know, a few weeks ago, we have Chinese balloons and UFO invasion. And I remembered that interview. We featured it on the show, and my audience was like, holy smokes, he got it right. So, John, that's how I first learned about you. So I said, I want to have John on the show. I want to hear about his FBI career. I want to hear about these X-Files. I want to hear about your writing. I want to hear about how prescient you were with all of these, this awareness about what the deep state is doing, the cabal and all of that. So, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Clayton. It is great to be here with you on Redacted Conversations, Redacted News. You guys are fantastic, and I am so happy to be here. This is a great privilege for me, and yes, all that you were saying is correct. And I am John D'Souza. I was a special agent investigator in the FBI for 25 years. That was, well, over 25 years. And I was the agent that had several of their stories way back in 1993. Several of my stories were taken by a show that was going on the air at that time for about a year. It was called The X-Files, and it was using several of my cases, and the FBI actually called the creator of that show while I was there, our bosses at the FBI, and told him, where did you get those stories from? Because they were classified. They were not only classified, they were buttoned up, what we call buttoned up, having everybody sign additional non-disclosures and things like that. And so the creator, Chris Carter, he tells this story today. He had to He was told by the FBI that his show was going to be shut down, and he had to tell them where they got his show, because they were obviously accusing me at the time of giving this information to Chris Carter. That was not the case, and he expressed to them that that was not the case as well, and he actually got the stories from several retired FBI agents that actually were working with me and went to Hollywood to be consultants. And they got my, what we call the OTB book, the off the books notes that I have of cases that that were not really put into FBI files for various reasons. Many of us have those books, and they're very interesting, and they're very good. And other than that, though, I also worked all the big counterterrorism cases as well. That was kind of my major, while paranormal was kind of my minor.
What's that link you posted, Erm? How you doing today? What? Why is my Wi-Fi signal showing? Cat?
No, she answered you. That's funny. She went, Pearls. I don't see anything wrong, honey. You're not roboting or anything, so I don't know what's what. And hi, Let's see, anyone else that is up there?
Yeah, there's only 2 in chat. Yeah, it showed like a Wi-Fi signal on my screen. It was kind of weird. It's done that a couple times, and I'm not sure why, because it's not running off Wi-Fi.
Nah, isn't that funny? Okay.
Erm says hello. So I'm going to go ahead and start this again.
Okay.
That point. And so that's where I come from. That's what I have done. And I have a lot of things that I share with people these days in my books and in my presentations and everything else that I do around the world.
So I want to dive into a lot of these things. I want to talk about the cabal today. I want to talk about the deep state. I want to talk about why you left the FBI, like maybe the current state of the FBI. But first, before we get into some of that, maybe we can just talk about some of the news of the day, how I came to learn about you, which is around this UFO flap, this Chinese balloon story. And you, over a year ago, were saying they are lying to us what they're going to do next. It's already prepared. They are going to tell us that a UFO invasion is coming. It will be used as a story. There won't be a UFO invasion. It'll be used as a story. And then I couldn't believe this all. I mean, it was all laid out there. It all was coming to be. Oh, it was Chinese balloons. Now maybe it was UFOs. Now it's UFOs. And now we're really ramping up the Pentagon awareness about it. And my side of it has been that they want to use this story to spend money, the military industrial complex, to continue to make billions of dollars, and using Space Force as the next way to do that and all of this. So am I wrong about that, or could you elaborate on that? And how did you know that this was going to be the case, that they were going to use this story to scare people?
The way that I knew was through my investigations that have been painstaking over the years, and also my information that I get from the intelligence community. In the intelligence community, which is the people who have worked with and been around the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, all this, and also the intelligence agencies of other nations, of the other English-speaking nations, which includes many countries, because we also count India, Israel in that as well, and many others. And so we have a way of sharing information to each other, which is through something called raw data and rumor, so that we are not violating any secrecy, we're not violating any top secret sort of prohibitions. So we're able to talk to each other about rumors, about things that may possibly be true. And the thing is, today, when you're in an atmosphere of complete and total deception, like we are today, then rumors become
No
possibly
way.
life-saving,
Deception?
potentially life-saving.
Come on now.
Right.
Tell me
And
it's
that's what
not
we are.
true.
That's what we are today again, so that we are actually able to latch on to important rumors, raw data that is running around, and we're able to share it. And that's a large part of how I get my information and how I get the things that I have. For instance, it was actually several years ago when I actually wrote my book, The Extra Dimensionals. My book, The Extra Dimensionals, which lays out everything that we've been talking about. It lays out the fake alien invasion. Anybody who follows me
Gotta give
knows
a
that
plug
I've been
for our
talking
book
about
while
this
we're at it.
for several years now, and because it's all playing out exactly as I
Thank
ascertained
God for
in
corporate
my book, The
America.
Extra Dimensionals, which, by the way, has just gone back to #1 bestseller on all
Hey, baby.
Amazon lists
Oh,
in
great.
this country because
Baby.
of that. Because
Pause it.
and I've had
What?
Down in the bottom, you can add his link to his book, or make sure at the end you should write it down or something. And at the end, say something about redacted, and say something about this guy in his book. So that way we cover all bases.
We already told everybody this is from Redacted. Please like, subscribe, and share. And
And
this
this
video
guy on here is
video is used for fair use.
okay. Continue, please.
Yeah, we're just past where I was.
all kinds of mainstream media trying to contact me. It's blown up like crazily, trying to contact me because my predictions from the Extra Dimensionals are coming true right now. And the main part of that prediction is that we would have this. When you hear this buzzword, UAPs,
Right.
rather than UFOs. We had this elaborate operation. It's a psychological operation, a PSYOP, that has gone forward since, I would say, about 2012, but it actually goes back to 2004 because the New York Times, the great launch pad of all giant psyops, the New York Times actually in 2012, I believe, revealed, or maybe it may have been later than that, revealed this UAP operation where the Navy has basically, the U.S. Navy, United States Navy has actually taken over the UFO, the entire UFO genre from the Air Force, because all of these things, UFOs, UAPs, should belong to the United States Air Force, like they always have since Roswell in the 1950s, I believe. And the U.S. Air Force has always belonged to this, has always taken over this area. Now it's been shifted because they decided to move into this UAP phenomenon, where in 2004 we had a bunch of these sort of silver colored, and what they are is they're top secret drones. They're drones that possibly use anti-gravity technology from possibly Roswell. That was technology transferred from Roswell. And so we have all of these UAPs. And in 2004, we had a final giant experiment off the coast of California in the Pacific Ocean, where we had the no less a military force than the U.S. Nimitz carrier group, battle carrier group, that was off the coast of California and created a safe space for this final experimentation that went on. That's
That's
my
the second
description
step.
of what
My
happened.
husband
In the New York Times and in all media around the world, it was described as, well, the Nimitz carrier group just suddenly happened upon these UFOs, and they kind of use softer language.
What was that? I was outside getting Buster.
That the USS Nimitz is the name of the second ship that my first husband was on.
Oh yeah.
So I was just saying.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Which describe UFOs, but they say, oh, this group of UFOs were buzzing around and they were at incredible speeds. And here's the pilot's conversations that they had at the time to tell us about this. It's incredible. It's amazing. And then we had that was the launching of the UAP phenomena across this country.
Don't do it! Don't try to stop me!
So it starts
Damn commercials.
there, right? When the New York Times breaks that story, right? And everything, oh my God, now we can talk about this, right? In the mainstream, and the Pentagon can start holding, we're going to have committees on this. Congress is looking into this. Senator Marco Rubio wants to make more money off of this. The whole thing starts and moves in that direction, right? And it's a psychological operation. So it was all controlled, was what you're saying. This idea that this, that we knew that USS Nimitz was going to be there, and this was all sort of planned for this to be launched and sort of disseminated to the public. So these drones, these craft, are they U.S. made craft, reverse engineered from downed Roswell craft, or are these otherworldly beings, otherworldly craft? What does your intelligence tell you about that? If you were involved in the X-Files program and at the FBI, what do you know about it?
Well, you had about 3 questions there, and I would say yes, no, and yes. But
okay, go for
the
them.
answers. The answers are that no, they are man-made. They are man-made things. They are recognizable by the signature silverish sort of skin that they have. It's this, but the shapes tend to be different in every case. There are some that are cigar-shaped. There are some that are larger. There are some that are much, much smaller. Some of them are those tic-tac shapes, those kind of ovals. So they're all different shapes and sizes. However, they have the same signatures of the movement that they are capable of. However, the way that we know they're not true UFOs. True UFOs can be extraterrestrial and extra dimensional. In other words, they are usually they have capacity for shape shifting. They have a capacity for disappearing and reappearing. They have, that is one of the ways that we know genuine UFOs are afoot. We're able to see those qualities in them. These tic-tacs, these UAPs don't have those abilities. However, I do believe that they have the ability to destroy things, and that's why they're being built up. They are not, and this is the thing we're struggling with even now in our Congress, in our Senate, and in other places. They are man-made, but they appear not to be made by the United States per se. We do have a congressman recently. I don't want to get summoned before any subcommittees, so I won't say his name, but we have a congressman from, I think he was from Indiana, who ran around. He was running around to these different subcommittees, and one of the things that he said was, "These
from
things
Indiana, but I won't say his
appear
name."
to be man-made," and this is after several classified briefings.
What was that?
he said, I don't want to be summoned or whatever he said, but he said that congressmen, and he said, I won't say his name, but from Indiana.
Well, yeah, we got so many of them down there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. We need one. Yeah.
Things that the subcommittees think nobody finds anything out about. He said it appears that these vehicles are man-made. Indeed, they are, but they're not made by the United States. They appear not to be made by Russia or China. However, it does appear that our global aerospace companies probably had several hands in creating these things. And he's talking about McDonnell Douglas, Raytheon, and several other companies that really don't consider themselves American. They're actually global companies. And he said it looks like those guys had some kind of hand in creating these UAPs, but it appears they are not under the control of the United States or any other nation. And that's all he said. And it was amazing when he said that, because it really leads to several other conclusions that, well, then who's controlling them? And it appears that the ones who are controlling them are the deep state, which is not an American organization. The deep state, the cabal, the Illuminati, the power that is over nations appears to be controlling them, and that fits in perfectly with them eventually building up this campaign of fear in the nations, which is what they're doing right now, to make people fear these UAPs. Ultimately, towards, and I'll tell you the next step. It's a little difficult to hear, but the next step, because they need to keep building up the fear of these UAPs. Next step is really for the UAPs to start shooting down our commercial airliners and our military jets from the skies, and that, I believe, is going to be happening very
Pause it.
So Erm says this guy's definitely a Mason.
I was going to hit on that. Why do you think he is a Mason? I'm asking. I'm curious. You can come up or and just hide your face. I'm just curious.
He was up here this morning playing his guitar for me. He's pretty damn good, really, too.
Sweet.
Yeah, in fact, the
There's
asshole.
all the conspiracies, huh? Or taglines.
And the asshole, he's such an asshole. After he played his damn guitar, he had me crying, the damn asshole. We were spreading all kinds of rumors this morning about Erm. And old Erm said we were.
I didn't get that far, and I will make sure that I will finish watching your episode then, because I do not know, I don't think, what Erm looks like.
Well, this was later in the show. Yeah, and Erm even said that we weren't talking about him enough, man.
Amen. Yeah, whatever. Let's see.
So anyway,
His inflection, okay, in his voice, his clothes, his hand gestures. Okay.
Conspiracy Muppet.
I don't know that for sure, obviously, but the Masons own the space narrative. Okay.
All right, we'll get back to it. We're only not even 18 minutes into it.
I know.
So
It's probably going to be a
first we're hearing these
5-hour
Chinese
long
balloons, we're
movie.
hearing these stories about these things, and
Well,
for decades we've heard that these things are benevolent. That if anything, they want peace. If they're over Maelstrom Air Force Base in Montana, that they don't want us using nuclear weapons, etc. Right? Anyone that follows these stories and knows the eyewitness accounts of the members of the military at Maelstrom Air Force Base, they were there and they were shutting off nuclear warheads that were not even connected to one another, right? With redundant systems. They were separately plugged in, basically, right? It's not like pulling out a surge protector. They were separately turned offline while this UFO was hovering above Maelstrom Air Force Base. And this is confirmed by members of the Air Force. Like, this is not me saying this. This is the Air Force saying this. So we've heard for decades that these are benevolent, that there's not, and now we're going to start to hear, they're going to start to use this story with these man-made craft, whether by Raytheon, whatever, to start creating problems, you know, so that we think that these are some otherworldly beings, but they're really us doing it. And they're going to start shooting down aircraft now. That's crazy. And I've heard similar things. So I'm not, what you're saying comports with what I'm hearing separately. And it's scary, but I want to know, what's the end goal, right? When I sit here and I sit back with my cup of coffee and I think, okay, three-dimensional chess, the deep state, the cabal, what they want, the World Economic Forum, they want control. They want a control of our money supply. They don't want any sovereign states. We know that. They want a global environment that they control. Unelected leaders. What do they want in this situation where they would want to start taking down aircraft? What do you know from your experience in the FBI that they act, this deep state? What do they want?
The end goal is, and this is a long-term psychological operation, as well as physical operation as well. The long-term goal is ultimately to put together this grand operation called alien invasion. Now, the only fake part about it is going to be that the alien visitors are involved with this. They're not at all. Everything else is going to be real. The destruction that they bring to our cities is going to be real. That's what they want to do, and that's the reason that they had to divorce, because of what you just said.
So I'm hearing getting your bomb shelters ready.
A lot of and all of this, I explain all this in my book, The Extra Dimensionals, which came out several years ago. And all of the history of UFOs, much of it has been benevolent towards mankind. For instance, we've seen since Rendlesham in 1980, when Reagan was in office, we saw these UFOs that had all the hallmarks of actual UFOs, extra dimensional UFOs. They were UFOs that descended on an American military base on British soil in Rendlesham Forest, and we saw them. A lot of them were filled with light. They were obviously in a transitional state of matter. They had the ability to appear and disappear, and they all, now we're finding out, they all went and shut down nuclear missiles that were apparently at Rendlesham. And that has been something that we've seen throughout history. And one of the reasons that they do that is because they know that there's something is going to happen with those nuclear missiles at that moment that nobody else knows. And that's one of the reasons that they come and they deactivate these nuclear missiles that are being readied for use in some capacity at that time. And there's been a long history of that throughout, even before 1980 and even beyond at that time. So this has been going on, and that shows benevolent intent from real, actual UFOs that are possibly extraterrestrial. That is the reason why this operation had to divorce.
So was just like, oh shit, I just saw a UFO. Oh wait, that was a plane.
themselves from the label UFOs.
Hey.
And they had to create this new thing,
What?
UAP.
Who is, let's bring it back up, Kim Clement, and is she an author? Does she have a book or books out? Does she just have a YouTube channel? What? Go ahead, honey. Oh, Moses in the house. Oh, shit.
Now we're in big
Here we
trouble.
go. Yep. All right.
And the ultimate goal, again, as I said, is fake alien invasion, which will not be pretty holograms, as many people believe. Many people have taken my theories and my work, and they've kind of screwed up the punchline. And the reason is because they're saying, oh, well, fake alien invasion is going to be just a bunch of holograms from Blue Beam project, from the Blue Beam operation.
Right.
And no, that's
Oh, damn, I haven't heard that.
It's going to be these very physical. And this is another thing. If anyone follows my work or reads my books, they know that alien visitors and UFOs are not physical in the way that we are. They are just not physical. And that's something I first learned from the FBI in a document that was handed to me as soon as I got into the FBI.
Larry's freaking.
That's what we call a control file, and it was the bullet, the magic bullet. Which is a document. The magic bullet is a document that I show in my book, The Extra Dimensionals. It's a government document showing an FBI agent who had an informant.
I guess that person was a prophet who foresaw basically everything what's going on right now.
How long ago did she predict this stuff or foresee it?
Now in the past 8 years. I'm not sure.
That's really not that hard to predict. You know, really.
Depends how precise the predictions were too.
And he says in there that the FBI, that the informant was an alien visitor. And he says that gave him about 8 conclusions about, and this was at the time of Roswell, when everyone was going nuts and trying to ascertain what are all these UFOs. Apparently there was huge
Was this in your day, Larry?
of UFOs across the planet at this time. So this FBI agent had.
What?
I said, was this back in your day, Roswell? Because Moose also said, what's creaking? And I said, you were. So when was this Roswell? What year? 50 what?
I'm not sure. I know it was in the 50s. I think like 54. I think it was just before me, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
When was Roswell? Do you remember what year, Erm?
Happened to be a scientist himself, and he actually sent out this document to the world, and it said basically alien. He gave 8 conclusions.
Chuck,
alien visitors and
48.
UFOs are not
I think
physical.
that's too
They are
early.
not physical. They are from another dimension. They are from another dimension of reality, and they can kind of manifest physically
He
here
even
for
said
short
in the
periods
50s.
of time. And the same is true of the UFOs that come with them. And
When
he
was
also said they are here for peaceful
Roswell?
purposes. We shouldn't attack them ever. If we do,
47.
it will go very, very badly for us. And we saw exactly that happen in
What?
1952.
Yeah, I
over
just asked
Washington,
Google.
over Washington D.C. when
I
a bunch
thought
of
it was
UFOs
really
came in
50s.
over the most protected airspace in the world, and our entire Air Force was sent out after them for the last time. This is the last time any Western nation did that, and until now. And the reason it was the last time is because those over 14 days we saw in the report that came out after that in 1952, we saw that those UFOs just embarrassed all of our military jets and did circles around them, did over-unders, and for 14 days they just humiliated our Air Force and could very easily have destroyed them. Very easily. And
Right.
They didn't. They just hung around for 14 days for some reason. I don't know why. And they buzzed all over the Capitol and everywhere. And those appeared to be genuine UFOs at that time. But because they had those abilities to be filled with light, to be shape-shifting trend properties, and so forth. And so these are the things that we need to look at so that we can tell when the government is lying to us, when they say things like, yeah, we just shot down a bunch of UFOs. We just shot down. We're not going to show you any of the materials.
Yeah.
Stop stuffing sopping wet bags of ice into your cooler. I've got a brand new fridge on wheels that keeps your food.
Right.
We're not going to show you anything or tell you anything about it. But yeah, just trust us that we shot down. Real UFOs cannot be shot down. We saw that in the Battle of Los Angeles when the entire California coast was militarized against Japanese Zeros. And we had all these munitions out there. And then a couple of very large UFOs came sailing in, and they shot everything they had up at it. All they did was kill about 4 or 5 civilians on the ground. Most of the munitions just passed gently through the UFOs. And then we had cameras that were taking pictures every half second there. And after all the smoke cleared, you saw 2 giant UFOs very happily sailing away, undamaged from this occurrence. Those were
Happily.
UFOs because they had that
Yeah.
ability.
They had smile on their faces.
To have these
Bullshit.
these
We saw the
qualities
shit-eating ground.
Closet,
only genuine UFOs can have. UAPs don't have that.
baby.
Are you
Okay, just
doubting?
so you guys.
Wait a minute. Are you doubting their shit-eating grin they had as they were gallivanting away from our aircraft?
Well, yeah, because they have, big heads and perfect teeth.
Well, maybe that's all they saw was those white pearly teeth. But then
I'm
again,
writing down
they could be
this
green.
stuff from the comments. So continue on, babe.
Got an interesting chat going on.
Patrician
So
plan.
your time at the FBI, you were there for 25 years. You were involved in some of these cases. How did you start to get involved in some of these paranormal cases at the FBI?
Oh, that's because originally I was in the FBI from 1980.
I guess we should give Redacted another shout out for the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And this video's for fair use.
Yeah.
Thank you.
88 until 2013.
And entertainment purposes only.
That's 25 years.
Wow.
And when I originally went in, I actually went through the academy. And one of the things that happened at the academy was that I ran into a couple of people that had worked this case in the FBI that was very, very, very famous, especially back in the 80s. It was the case of Maddox and Platt. They were they appeared to be just a couple of hillbillies who had been running around robbing banks throughout Miami and Florida. And they appeared to be normal people. However, what we found out later was that they were very, very special in some sense because the FBI, an entire FBI task force cornered them and had a huge shootout with them because, of course, they wouldn't surrender. And they had a giant shootout with them, and they had to drop on them. So the entire task force, both FBI agents and police
What was
officers.
their names again?
They had them. They shot them to
Say
pieces.
him again here.
Both of them. However, instead of falling down and dying, they actually got their weapons and decided to trudge through this parking lot. It was like a parking lot of one of the banks. It was a parking lot that they found at random, and they forced them into there because they were in a bunch of cars. And then Maddox and Platt just got their weapons and started marching through the parking lot in a semicircle and killing the FBI agents and shooting the police officers. At that point, they just did, and it was called the Miami Massacre. The Miami Massacre. Also, the Great Miami Shootout was also called. And they shot all of them. They got all of them, and it was unbelievable what they did, because one of them was even shot through the aorta at the time, and they should have been dead. And they just marched through, and then they got in their car, and they were leaving. They were leaving after they shot all the FBI agents and all the officers, and they were leaving. Then we had one hero FBI agent who had his arm shattered by Maddox and Platt, but he used his other hand, and he actually was able to shoot both of them, and he shot them, shoot both of them through the car as they were leaving, and he was able to shoot them through the neck.
And he never shot a gun before with that hand before in his whole life, but he was able to shoot these superhuman people in their carotid artery as his car was speeding away from him. Boy, thank God he was on duty that day.
What year was that?
And sever their spinal cords, and that's how they finally died. So anyway, after that happened, it was a huge scandal. It was a huge scandal. Like, how were these guys able to do what they did? This was unbelievable. And so the FBI scientists stepped forward and said, oh no, they were probably loaded up on angel dust. PCP was very popular at the time.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
So they said when people are loaded up on this angel dust, they're able to perform superhuman feats, and they're able to so forth. Well, the blood test came back and showed that they had nothing in their system except a couple of cigarettes that they had smoked just before they didn't drink
coffin nails. That's
before
what
they actually did this deed. And so it was a great mystery, and they were told to search for.
Those weren't bullet holes. Those were coffin nails that went through their necks.
And they were told to search for hard drugs in anywhere that they could find it, because people were looking for this explanation at the time, and there was a lot of political pressure on this situation to explain a couple of dead and maimed FBI agents, several.
I didn't know that tobacco.
And so those
was
deputies
that
were
powerful?
able to
Wow.
tell me that the only thing they found at this place was they found a little altar that was a pagan sort of Norse god altar, and it appeared that these two individuals had, at that time, they did some kind of sacrifice to some evil spirits from Norse mythology. There was something to do with berserker spirits, and so
it was Loki.
So I told them, I said, that's it. That's how they did what they did. They did some kind of sacrifice, and these whatever it was, the god of mischief that they did these sacrifices.
It was Loki did it.
I think it was called Loki. And
fuck, he's playing dumb.
Given these berserker spirits, whatever
it was
they
all
are,
Loki's fault.
they were given that in order to
mischief
accomplish
maker.
what they did, and that's what they did. They had a complete dedication
Pause
on a
this.
spiritual level that inhabited them, came to them.
Pause it.
helped.
Okay, hold on here. This guy is a former or retired FBI agent. Surely he has seen every type of movie, sci-fi movie out there, I'm sure. And he cannot recall Loki, which he has his own movie. And couldn't
Well,
even pronounce his name right. And he's
that-
blaming it on the pagans.
That's all coincidence. All coincidence.
Okay, you can go now. Wow.
Them to do these extraordinary feats that they did. Anyway, at that point, what happened was the person in charge of the FBI Academy found out I was questioning people about this, and found out that I was finding this out. He then designated me as possibly being a New York Times reporter or something of that sort, and so that very much upset them. He told me he tried to make sure that I didn't graduate the FBI Academy. However, I did. I did because I knew everything he was going to do against me. I was able to graduate the FBI Academy, but then he gave me my credentials, much against his will. And he, when I went to my first office, he said he actually contacted them and told them, "Hey, this guy likes to do paranormal cases, paranormal investigations. Let's anything you've got, anything you hear of, let's load him up with that crap and see how he enjoys that. Let's do that." And my first office said, "Okay," and that's when they handed me several of those cases that I talked to you about earlier, and that's how I got started with paranormal cases.
So from Norse berserker infused murderer.
The guy that's talking is an ex-FBI agent, supposedly, and supposedly the X-Files used some of his FBI reports for the show. Allegedly.
And he said he got his job with the FBI because he was interested in paranormal stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, paranormal stuff has been blaming, well, not blaming, but definitely mentions pagans, Wiccans, whatever, along with their well-known, the real well-known gods and goddesses. And Loki's up in there. And this guy couldn't even pronounce his name right. I'm sorry, but I'm sensing some discreditation here, or discrediting here. But continue, baby.
Bank robbers to UFO cases. Were you then involved in UFO
He's a
cases
Trump supporter.
and mysteries around UFOs, UAPs at that time at the FBI?
Well, not UAPs, but yes, UFOs and that sort of thing. I became what we called a subject matter expert in those
And that's not a weird hairdo. That's a toupee.
areas. What that means is that whenever in the FBI we would get a call from a desperate, let's say, sheriff or a desperate head of a jurisdiction anywhere in the country that had to do with UFOs, with paranormal, with abductions, with this sort of thing, then they would offer up that we did have a subject matter expert, well, the best that we could have at that time, in this area, and I would then go to assist in those areas under what's called a police cooperation request, which is just a one sheet of
You
paper
guys smell
that's filled
that?
out by the sheriff or the head of the jurisdiction, whoever they are,
Yeah, your boots on.
just requesting FBI assistance in this
I've
area.
got my hip
Damn,
weighted
you
with this
just
guy.
now
under
smelled it?
federal jurisdiction for whatever.
I was
reason.
just making sure that I wasn't alone.
That's how I got started with that.
Wanted to make sure it wasn't coming from your domain.
Right,
No,
right.
no.
I just wanted to make sure, like, I checked my breath and, I checked a couple of things on my end, but it wasn't any of me. It must have been coming
not
out of this man's mouth.
It's not your specific URL. Just it's not. So all's okay, Nubs. It'll be okay.
We only got like I don't know, 18 more minutes or no 20 minutes. So, I'm sure it'll get better.
That sort of thing.
So you would mount these X files, these case files would be coming to you, and it would keep loading you up with these different. What was the?
They kept on giving them their big.
I don't know if you can
They
talk
kept
about it.
on
but what is
giving
maybe
him
one of
big
the craziest
loads.
cases that you worked on that you still
He can
scratch
handle
your
those
head
big
as to
loads.
what you had to work
I
on.
bet
that
you
might
he
not even
can.
know
He
about.
looks like the type that would
We've never
be
heard
all
about.
about handling some big loads.
So,
Well, look at him. He doesn't have big cheeks for no
Yesterday.
reason.
Well, okay, the craziest one.
Well, okay
that
then. Did you hear
I'm
it?
still not supposed
That's
to
a
talk about, but I can-
coincidence. We were
I can
talking about
say
him taking
that,
on big loads, and he
it
said,
was-
"Well, okay
It
then."
was featured in, I think it was about the first episode of the X Files.
All right, so UFOs, UFOs are definitely
they used my
real,
stories during the first season of.
but it's not what you think. There was a man once. His name was Victor Sheldonberger, or Victor Sheldonberg, and he created this thing called the Nazi flying bell. It was Nazi because that's who he's working for. And
Right.
through rotation and counter rotation of airflow, he was able to make a conveyance that could fly and do all sorts of crazy stuff. And then you have people like Nikola Tesla, who all of his information just went missing. So you put these two together based off of things like the Project Paperclip, where we brought all the Nazis over to America and gave them jobs, like von Braun. He was one of the good Nazis, remember? That's what they told us in the Project Paperclip. Even
Wait.
though he was directly responsible for a lot of the testing of Auschwitz people,
Mhm.
you know, like, but he was a good one. He did it because he was forced to.
Okay, hold on. Isn't Nazi a specific term for a bad German guy?
No, actually,
What was that?
its derivative is Ashkenazi, like an Ashkenazi Jew,
Oh.
the sons of Ashkenaz or Ashkenan.
Okay. But
That is
Nazi
where the
still like a
modern
Nazi.
day Jewish or Yiddish people are from. That's why they're known as the German Jew.
Oh, okay.
Because Jews would be actually from the Middle East, right? Not from Germany. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
But if
no.
you know your history, you'll know that Ashkenaz was a son of Gomer. And basically, you can follow the traditions back, and you see where in the annals of history, it literally says, yes, he converted to Judaism. So all of these things go back way, way further than what we want to even acknowledge because we don't know the history.
It's all
We don't
secondhand.
really. That's exactly it. It's all, even everything that I just spit out is all secondhand. I had to research it. I wasn't fucking there. So
And
it's all
the people that
speculation.
were either dead or now aged and dead, pretty much.
Right.
Stop lying. I saw you there.
Well, you know,
I'm too
I
white
actually-
for that.
honestly, I think I was there, to be real honest with you, because I think we recycle. I think
I
we go
believe
in
that as
loops.
well. I
And
believe
the
that.
reason that I'm a firm, I'll say I have a faith of it because I have an understanding that it is true. And the reason I say that is because I have a vivid memory of getting shot in the head, but yet I'm still alive.
Mhm.
And the memory is not my memory. It is a memory, though, nonetheless.
Oh,
And
I'm gonna
right?
say. by
I'm
the way- I'm sorry. Go ahead.
in this memory. I'm sitting in a original style like Dodge. It's a Dodge Power Wagon, like the 30s style, like when they first came out. That old school military Dodge Power Wagon. Yeah, I'm sitting in one of those and I'm watching the bullet hit my head like a three-dimensional. It's really a fucked up it's a vision, but yet at the same time, it's a memory. And I've had it for a very long time.
Did anybody read what just said?
No.
I don't see nothing on my thing.
Your video has been removed by YouTube for violating our hate speech policy. If you would like to submit a rebuttal, you can go fuck yourself. We own you.
Hate speech. What hate speech?
I don't know. But
Maybe
I don't know. Are you being real or no?
I think it's because I said he was wearing a toupee. No, they didn't. I looked. There's nothing on it. I think that's just a joke type thing.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Erm's a shyster. Better watch that Erm guy.
Are we gonna have to
okay,
about
you swore me
Erm
on.
I think we might have to start talking about Erm again.
Uh-oh.
Man.
And for hate speech policy, holy hell. I can think of another channel that might resemble. Anyway.
Quite a few of them.
Let's move on.
Hate speech is my favorite kind of speech.
They went to they no longer used my cases. However, the rest of the X-Files was all based on.
He's very flamboyant for an FBI agent.
I would say the craziest.
You said Nazi.
The craziest paranormal case was when I was.
It's history.
I was sent to a military base. I mean, I can say in general terms, I was sent to a military.
But I could be called bitch over and over again.
A military base where they had several disappearances that were.
He says sarcasm is heavy in his communication.
Well, it's all appreciated. We love it. Thank you.
Were associated with the appearance of UFOs.
Acceptable. Sarcasm.
And there were
it's
UFOs
definitely lost in typing.
The commander said,
"Yeah,
I mean, I'm at my wit's end."
Well, I like to go
so
fuck
we
yourself.
went to observe these UFOs that had been coming. To the outside.
Well, that's it. It is now proven Talcottyism is catchy. Because Erm's just like, can we talk about me, please, man?
Erm, hey, man.
But we can't say that here.
Hey,
Talcottyism. That's
wait. Larry, you got to say his name.
No, I can't do it.
Say his name, Larry.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Come on,
do it.
Say it. Come on, baby, you can do it.
Linda started.
You can do it.
I think I have to be looking in the mirror though, right?
Nope. Just got to be up live on the channel. You just got to say his name, and then she's got to say his name, and then I'll say his name, and he'll show up.
All right, damn Talcott. He won't
Talcott.
show up.
Talcott.
Come on. All right, where you at, Talcott?
We're not famous enough. He only goes where he can get views.
Hey,
no, he
man.
He comes here too.
Hey,
I
man.
know for that.
Let's get it right. Let's start talking about something really important. Me.
Amen. It's all about me.
Let's talk
What's
about
that
me.
song?
That's really cool and really, really important. And
Who sang that song?
We got
Was it
important
Brooks?
breaking news here about
Tim.
these UFOs, damn it.
Tim,
Oh,
wasn't it
Tim
Tim that sang that
McGraw.
song? Yeah. It's all about me.
all about number one. Oh, my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I. want, what I need, what I
That-
do.
Oh my
That's
God, that
not
was
the
one
words
of my
for that
sons.
song.
That was one of my son's favorite songs when he was like 4. Anyway, let's continue. This guy's
Were
got
filled
important
with
shit
light.
to say.
They were filled with light.
This guy
Almost
sounds
they
like
didn't even
he would
hear
be good
metal
friends with Jack
anymore.
Talcott.
And they would just come. They would come to the edge of this forest, and there was a group of people who would just do a regular observance. and
So
see.
now he's in the
And
forest.
so myself
Megan.
and my partner, we went, and we were with those people. And for some
Ian
reason,
again?
one of the UFOs picked us out for some reason and
They
came
didn't pick
directly
him
at
out.
us. Came directly at us.
They landed
And
on his
just-
freaking
It appeared
cheeks.
to land on us at some point.
See?
All people ran.
No,
everyone
on
ran.
Tommy's. Let's get it
And
right.
It appeared to land on us, but then it didn't because it disappeared somehow. And
Don't be saying that
we had-
one.
we had
He
people
will
who-
show
Yeah, let's
up.
not say that one.
who took me in against my will. They took me in and they
Against his will,
interrogated
so
me,
they abducted
as
him.
to what my
So,
knowledge was
so
of
would that
UFOs.
mean that he's
Why
not
did the
only
UFO come over to
the
me,
owner
people,
or the
maybe
worker,
something
but he's
about me
also a
that
victim?
I summoned them or something. So anyway, I went through a long process of
Well, I have heard about those UFO anal probes.
them questioning me.
That
over
was his
that.
favorite
Isn't
Isn't
part.
it amazing
It
when you're,
looks-
you're the FBI and they're questioning you?
Yeah,
That doesn't seem like that's how it usually works, right?
Neil
Well,
Great
Yeah, and it's
Tyson.
because they were not military personnel. They were at the military. They were at the base, but they were all dressed in black.
I know who they were.
They
Oh,
They were
dressed in
agents of
black.
Biden,
these types of guys. And
much like the agents of
Oh, here
S.H.I.E.L.D.
we
and then
go.
when they brought me into the military base to be interrogated, they did not have any.
Well, I
They
think
worked for
they
BlackRock and Vanguard.
I think Erm just actually hit it on the head. He says, "I bet he's best buds with Neil deGrasse Tyson."
Oh yeah, definitely an
Okay.
honorary member of the community.
Okay. Neil Tyson.
No,
I'm out of the loop.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Who's Neil Tyson?
He's a scientist.
Come on, you know who Neely Boy is.
I don't think
Mr.
she's ever
Space?
seen him.
Mr. Space, Mr. Mic
Oh.
Drop,
I gotcha.
Mr. Gravity,
I gotcha.
Mr. Honorary Scientist, aka actor.
Yeah.
Look at what
Oscar.
his profession. Look at what his profession is. I'm just saying, actors are liars, so he'd probably be acting when he's on TV.
Actors are not liars. They're for real. You know, they have to bring it from their soul.
Well, they bring it from a soul.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you use Hollywood.
Well, he said degrade type. Okay, Degrassi. That's it. Okay. Let's go.
So anyway, then we contacted our FBI headquarters to get me released, and our FBI headquarters told me, "No, it's fine."
It does
Those
not
guys
seem
will-
like
we know
he's
who they
telling
are.
a story that
Just
he
answer the
experienced.
questions and they're going to release you.
Can you back
So
this up
that's
like a couple
what we did.
minutes? Wait a minute. He was
I
talking
answered the best I
about
could, and then they ultimately
people
Anal
in the
probes.
forest. Then they were disappeared. And then wait a minute.
You
What-
missed
what
the anal
happened?
probe part.
And then he got scooped up by the men in black and he got asked a bunch of questions and he told them he didn't know what to say and they let him go.
No,
and
no.
then he
He
asked for a
said that
lawyer.
Yeah.
he said that they had to do something to get him out of there.
No,
Oh,
they just-
sorry. Okay, I got it. Nubs, you got it.
course later,
Nailed
and it
me.
was just a horrendous experience for me. And
Yeah.
it was one that really told me that those guys were not U.S. Personnel. Let's put it that way. They were something higher, because the commander of the base lost total control. He had nothing to do with this. And it told me that these guys were somehow connected to a higher power, what we know today as the cabal, and that they themselves don't fully know what is happening with the genuine UFOs, and they're desperate to find out. That's what
You know,
at night.
The
I
cabal
find
is
it very
desperate to find out.
interesting that the word
Yes,
cabal
yes, exactly.
and
So
the word
what is the
Nafal
cabal? For anyone
or
watching right now, I say
Nephilim
on our show, the Deep
Hold
State.
on.
are so.
Say,
I said I find it very interesting that the word cabal and the word Nephal or Nephilim or the L. I find that interesting that they all sound very, very similar.
similar. Yeah, me too.
Because, well, if you think about it, if you really think about it, all the Nephilim are described the same way that the elf is described.
Good.
The elf,
Short,
huh,
pointy ears.
pointy ears, kind of like Spock, you know, kind of reserved and emotionless. And well, that sounds like a very much so description of some other beings I've heard of lately. I'm just saying.
Well, the elves I'm aware of, they were quite cheerful in that last movie that we saw of the Santa
Is
Claus.
my holographic projection malfunctioning? If so, please let me know.
Oh shit!
All right, let's hear what Mr. FBI agent has to say.
Alleged FBI, alleged.
And
And
don't
is
forget
that?
Hey,
Let me ask
Danny.
you this. Let me
Don't
ask you this. Is that the FBI as in the Federal Bureau of Investigations, or is that the FBI as in female body inspector?
we cannot
Oh,
confirm or
well,
deny.
Larry's definitely a part of that membership.
We cannot confirm or deny. And don't forget to like, subscribe to Redacted. Please share. This video is used for entertainment purposes only. Thank you.
Yes, there is no
all
education
the
here.
time. And I refer to the deep state as the permanent government, the people that are there after the 4-year presidents come and go, the senators come and go. These are the people that are unelected that actually run the show. Is the cabal the same thing or different?
They are the same thing because that is a subsidiary of them. The deep state
Oh, like
is
you said,
basically
cabal.
well, we say it this way: the deep state is the American subsidiary of the cabal. The cabal is a global international group of the bloodlines. We don't call them families; we call them.
In fact, I seen them just last week walking down the boulevard hand in hand.
Hey,
bloodlines
Danny
because
girl.
Hi,
have
hey,
like
I
agents.
heard this
They
guy
have
on
reproduced
another dude's
preterm-
channel, and I've been watching him do his thing. It's very interesting. I've been
Is he the
Oh,
real
I would
deal,
love
Danny?
to know.
well. I'm interested in the bloodlines because of my bloodline and the way they talk about things, like on so many different dimensional levels. It's very like multiplicity, like a laugh and stock. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking
Toxins.
that, but I'm water bottling.
That's not
That's
a
not
water.
water.
I know, but she started saying something and it started going.
Oh, that's because it's truth. My truth.
What channel are you watching this other guy on?
Oh, Leak Project. He interviews him, and it was very. He interviews him and another lady, and I just connected all with Dan Winters and some of these exopolitics things. I think it's very interesting. I've done my own personal studies because of my own experience in my life with fucking, out of body experiences, inner body dimensional experiences, and black box outcomings.
Damn, Larry.
Yeah.
Well, fucking A. He's hilarious. Okay.
I'm shooting all those bad bugs out.
Yeah,
you know,
no
I would
shit, huh?
definitely say if there's anything that I would say that would be believable that I'm hearing from this guy, it would be anything about these bloodlines. Because those bloodlines go back to ancient times. My family specifically,
Oh, yeah.
I've researched my family. My family goes back to the 8th century.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We go way back.
I do want to say one thing. That I want to get together after a broadcast has ended. I would like to have Nubs, Danny, Linda, and of course Larry. And then there was somebody else.
Oh, thank you. It's so
What's her name? Sly Shy and Mary. I would like us to all get up here on a panel and end the stream. We could do like start it, us all get on there and then end it.
Have a
And
private panel.
Yeah.
I have a private thing. And me talk to you guys about something and get your thoughts and theories on it.
It wasn't
And Larry
me.
knows what I'm talking about. No, you
It
didn't
wasn't
do anything.
me.
Nobody's done anything. It
I
wasn't
just
you.
want to make sure that's out there and clear. It was not me, never will be me, and I don't answer questions.
It was my twin brother, damn it.
No.
Your twin brother.
It was that guy running down the street past the telephone pole.
Chuck could be in there too, but I mean, I want it, and can. I just want it to be private. Oh, new
Erm
guru
can only
here.
be there if he's in person because his sarcasm is lost in the chat.
Are you playing over there? All right, continue on, please. I'm just saying I would like this to happen.
Hey,
No,
man.
for you.
Can we talk about me, man?
Yes, we're not talking about me enough here. Danny, would you like to talk about me a little bit more? Or Larry, you could go, or anybody really. Like just talk about me. You can talk about me as well.
How about we talk about this FBI guy?
Yep, let's do it. Come
on.
They reproduce, and they go by different names. These bloodlines, they change their names every few generations, but they have existed since the beginning, since Babylonian Empire. They are the group that has controlled, let's say, the Roman Empire by lending money to them, by giving them money, and then giving money to the other sides as well. And so they have been able to control both sides in every
Larry,
world
you gotta pause that.
and they have been able to
It's
manipulate.
just basically
let's say, they have been
compensation
able to manipulate
of
the,
gold and emeralds and crystals and things like that. That's all it is. This money is just the frequencies.
Hold on, you're roboting.
Your signal's really bad, Danny.
I thought she was saying he was overcompensating for a small cock, but okay. She went a whole new route on that. Sorry.
Okay.
Couldn't.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to get better.
I'll watch my mouth if you've got the little one around.
Oh, you're fine.
How do you do that? How do you watch your mouth?
In the mirror.
Then you're not watching your mouth. You're watching a reflection of your mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
so
your
It's
lips
all a
are big
lie.
enough. You can watch your lips anyway.
It's
all
all
a
a lie. It's all a
deception.
lie. You are not watching your mouth.
It's all a deception.
And everybody can lick their elbow too, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you still lick your elbow?
Can I still lick my what?
Your elbow?
Mm-mm.
I can lick my knee.
It said that
lick my
humans
big
cannot
toe.
lick their elbows.
I could pray with my feet.
You can what with your feet?
Pray.
I can pray with my feet. I could fold my
Nice.
toes in a prayer.
How do you communicate with God with your mouth, with your feet?
Yeah.
You walk on the grounds that are sacred to you.
I used to have a friend in high school who could play the guitar with his feet because he wasn't born with any arms or hands. And man, he was good.
Isn't that
So what
incredible?
what I was saying earlier is that these guys were just compensating like crystals and emeralds and things like this because of the frequencies that they put off for their surrounding growth of their gardens, of their households, of their children's and women's environment and connection to the moon and the sun and the stars. It's all there, and people would not want you to have these things because they know they could possibly do better.
Wow. Okay.
And it's all about a frequency. It's all about how it's fucking chaotically organized, but her way.
I don't think it's chaotically organized. I think we don't see the pattern.
That's because it's Mother Nature. You would think it was Mother Nature's pattern, but the thing about it is you're reading Mother Nature's pattern with man-made technology.
Right. From your perspective.
Trying to copy an alien, AI bullshit thing about it, which is just synthetic. It's just synthetic. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You're making
much
too much
like the
logic.
reason we languish in the language we speak.
Yes, because the true spoken word, and this will even show you in the sunlight. If you go sun gazing, you look in the sunlight and you'll start seeing patterns. And if you write them down, they look like a language, and they mean something. But if you can put your body
The original
in a frequency,
languages were.
it's a light pattern sung. It's a song. It's a song. It's a light pattern, a vibration. That's why the bees, they frequently buzz around. They don't fly. That's why they're called buzzers. They're busy bees. They float on the frequency. We are a vibration.
It's impossible
We are
for
a
them to
vibration.
fly.
When our bodies are alchemically designed to manifest for themselves without the synthetic bullshit, everything would be fine and flow into place. But because of the synthetics and the plutonics and all the radiation and all the bullshit, your body is fucked up in their pattern. So what do you have to do? You have to fucking play Tetris. That's what you have to do.
That's probably why yoga's so good, because you're forming different shapes.
Yeah. And that's why I love yoga.
Can we finish
Check
this?
this out. This is what I've been doing in my yoga stuff all day long. I've been finally able to work out and do my thing, and this floor is like perfect for body movement, and so that I can get my flow and my chi back, so that when I'm giving my massages to other people, I can hold that sexual healing energy and mature way that brings stabilization not to the own body, but supports that might be a weaker vessel, even if it's in a bigger body. I can hold that when I'm in the right frame of mind and set and tone in my body. I can do that. I know now. I didn't know back then when I was first starting out with all this spiritual healing and taking in and trying to help other people understand. But now that I do, I can hold that. I can ground that out. But I have to have my space, because I will literally go into body waves. My body will start shaking. It will start just like fucking flaring out. but it's not an epileptic seizure. That's not what it is.
Hmm.
But it might look like that to some people.
Your screen's
And
hot.
the blacking out when I come back to, I know more. I see more. I already did it and came back again. It was like death, like the kiss of death in a perfect moment. And
They had a
these are the
name for
things
people like that back in the day, if I remember correctly.
Ah.
There was one of you at Delphi.
The Oracle of Delphi.
I think that's how she did it too. It has an alchemical thing, much like the UFO specialists that we were watching. They all kind of correlate to a certain degree.
Left of it.
What?
Can we try and finish it? There's only 16 minutes left.
Yeah,
How
let's
do you
finish.
know?
I looked at it.
We don't
It says
try anything here. Larry does it. Larry's the man with the plan.
Hey, now you're telling all my secrets. All right, I guess we can.
Hey, somebody's got to tell those secrets.
I guess so. Tough job, but you got to do it, right?
Secrets are meant to be told. That's why you keep them quiet.
Damn it.
You are definitely muted. So I did not hear you cussing me out whatsoever.
We whisper secrets. That's why they're told in the air.
That's what they use now. They use the methods that they discovered during the Nazi rise of power in 1930.
Hate speech.
In World War II.
He did it.
So they are the banking bloodlines, that have existed for so long that basically tell the nations what to do. That's the cabal. That's who they are. And that's who they are today.
You see, you have the cabal and you have the
at that
cabal.
military base that day? Is that when you said, "Oh, something else is going on here"? And
Is controlling here. Yes, absolutely. That was the first moment when I said, okay, U.S. nation authority means nothing here. Absolutely nothing. These guys.
It means nothing anyways.
And then the next moment when I realized that was true.
Us
was,
authority.
Us.
Like you
FBI.
and me.
I was one of the first FBI agents that worked something that we called at that time FISA investigations under the newly formed.
He worked for Pfizer?
Foreign Intelligence
No, the
Surveillance
FISA
Act, and
investigation.
FISC, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance.
I was
Court
being
as
funny,
well. It was
Danny.
the first law that got its own star chamber of judges, of courts that were just dedicated to them. But now the reason for that was because the FISA was only supposed to be used against international terrorists and agents of a foreign power. Agents of a foreign power.
He's not American using words like against.
That was the whole basis of the FISA. Well, what I found out later.
I don't know if that's a two-page piece or if that's normal myself.
Early 1990s. The New York Times decided to.
Hey, I claimed it a half an hour ago. I said that to pay. Damn it!
I'm just agreeing with you, Larry.
Secret system in the nation at the time, which was the FISC and the FISA system.
So you're saying he has relations with the Orange Man?
A bunch of articles revealing everything about FISA. You're not even supposed to know the word FISA today. However, the New York Times took it upon themselves to reveal everything. It was all top secret too. It was all top secret, and they told everything about it. And at the time, Bush the elder,
top shelf,
mind
your P's and Q's,
was president. And at that time, he said, we're going to prosecute everybody in the New York Times that revealed all this stuff about FISA.
Hey, I'm almost there.
Evidence. We're going to put them all in prison. And wouldn't you know, the New York Times said, no, he's not. And sure enough, that was the next time that I found out that the New York Times directly works with the cabal and has their authority, basically, because after all that, not a single person was ever questioned or called before a Senate committee or anything for
Of
revealing.
course, they're not going to be
violations
called
of the
before a
espionage
Senate
act,
committee or
which they
anything
committed
like that. Just like
tremendously
because it's not
committed
even the
and that
right
was the
court.
other moment
It
when I
it,
found
it
out
would be the wrong court
committee
altogether. It would not be a common law
basically has
court
higher
because
authorities than the president
they are
of the United
considered
States.
corporate
President
fictions. They're banks. They're
Yeah, we
their
see that with
power.
New
So
York Times.
they can't
We
be
see that with
even
New York
tried
Times
in the
today,
same
with the
courts.
mouthpiece of the
They
deep
would
state
pay a
still
fine.
to this day. We've seen that with
If
the Ukraine war,
Vanguard
et
and
cetera. So,
BlackRock committed the crime of murder via
what was it that
using a
decided, prompted
fucking
you to leave the
tanker,
FBI? What was the
they're not going to
catalyst
go to
for that
prison. You can't
after
put a fucking
25
company
years?
in prison.
And now you're
after 25
You can't put
years,
a CEO
Yeah.
of a company in prison for a
after
crime he
that
didn't
period of time,
commit.
what happened
They have to
was
go to family court
I was not going
for
to leave
murder.
the FBI. However,
You know,
at that time, we were suffering under the oppression.
It would be
of an
common law
individual
court
named,
or a court
Renegade,
of
had
not a
somehow-
court of equity.
who was very well known as a hater of America. However, somehow the cabal influenced American elections and got him to be president. It was the individual that we know.
This is
as
prime example of people
And
not
he
understanding
he
how our
became
government
president of
actually
the United
works.
States, which is very
And he's
ironic.
spitting off
And
true
he
information,
actually,
but you have to be able to
placed-
hear it
At
correctly.
that time, he placed in over the FBI an individual.
did
named
you mention
James Comey.
Obama earlier?
He was a person who was known in government to be nothing more than a water carrier for the Clinton Foundation. He had spent the whole previous 20 years basically just running around and putting out fires, minimizing investigations against the Clinton Foundation, and making many of the investigations go away. That's all. he
Go
was known
away.
for. That's basically what he did. And then at that time,
And why is all that
he was
money in the
charge
Clinton
of
Foundation
the
instead
FBI.
of owned by the
I tried to
Clintons?
tell everyone I could.
It's because
that
the
we cannot
Clintons
have
don't
this
have a damn
in charge
penny. It's
of
all
the
in that
FBI.
foundation.
And
And the reason it's there is because you can't sue the foundation.
he
But you can sue Bill.
sent what we call an angel of death over to.
But if Bill has
where I
no
was
money,
with the FBI,
then what are you going to
and
sue
that
Bill
person
for?
Was in charge of
For a
finding a
while.
way to get me fired and get me dismissed from the FBI.
Yeah, he'll come
Before
out with,
I
well,
retired,
it depends
I had
on what the
already
word
planned, for retirement,
doesn't it?
to get out
And he's
at
right.
that time. And they
Bad
tried, and
blowjob.
all of this is documented in a movie
Inappropriate
called
timing.
1,000 Pieces, where I put all of
And
this,
honestly, how does that affect
the
his
stories
presidency?
available for people to
Well,
see.
It was a stupid
ultimately,
attack. And I'm
they
not
were
Democratic and I'm
unable
not Republican. I think they're both
Honey.
fucking retarded. But it was a simple attack on his president. It was the start of what they were going to do to Trump. It was that whole trumped up bullshit where you got all these laws that aren't really laws because they affect nobody, but they're going to get people in trouble and they're going to get people killed in the long run because people are stupid and they'll go out and they'll do a run on the Capitol. They're dumb enough to do that.
Stupid is what stupid does.
Exactly. And you cannot fix stupid.
No.
The only way you can fix stupid is by retraining the youth. You've got to go after the youth, just like all the other groups did.
Shit. My phone's almost dead. Bear with me, guys.
It's not going to die. It's just going to die. It's just going to not have any power anymore. It won't be dead. It's not alive in the first place, so you'll
We
be
have,
okay.
we have the technology to revive it.
Yes, yes. You'll be okay. No, but ultimately, all of this boils down to just sheer ignorance of how the government actually works. And then with that being said, how the spiritual aspect to how the government works or does not work definitely needs to be put into play. You know, and that's, in my opinion, that's why we have the fourth element of the government, which would be the news media.
You're trying to insinuate they're in cahoots together?
Okay,
Well,
let's
I would
finish this
definitely
real
say
quick.
I'll say there's some
Never mind.
interesting ties between BlackRock and Vanguard and the United States government, and also news outlets like ownership and working for and working with and working in conjunction with and working for in conjunction with for type deals.
Sounds
Hey,
like
You know,
a
because
bunch
if you start,
Hey, hold on, Nubs. Hold on. My phone is on its way out. So, sorry,
we
guys.
love
I
you,
gotta
charge it for a
Love you
minute and
guys.
then come back on.
go get the battery pack.
I have the battery pack, but plugging into the wall is faster. So, I'll bail
We'll be
and
up
come
here.
back if you guys are still on.
We'll be here.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
It sounds
I
like
hear
you're
the words.
talking a bunch of conspiracy theories there, Nubs. All conspiracy theories, I think. Damn it.
You know where that term came from? It was coined by the government.
No way.
True story. Or a government agent.
Damn.
It's all about propaganda. It's been about propaganda since the inception of the whole thing. We've all been here before. We're all going to be here again. It's just going to keep on fucking looping. And until we figure out the lessons that we need to, we're just going to keep on going through. That's what all the holy books say. All of them. They all share a couple of certain things. The flood story is one, and how it works is another. You know, and not only that, but if you look at nature itself, a tree is often birthed by the decay of the forest. Did I lose you guys?
No, I'm still here.
Oh. Just some excellence broadcasting. Nobody was speaking.
Well, of course, we got to have those lively moments.
Right. No, I don't know. If you look at history and if you really look at history, not look at what we were taught in history, but go back and read the annals of history, like firsthand accounts, like what the guy actually wrote down, not what some guy that wasn't fucking there had an opinion about 500 years later. You want to know what Columbus had on his mind? Read his fucking annals. Read his journals. They're all available. Yeah, he knew where he was going. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. You're not going to tell me I'm just going to jump on 3 ships on a fucking whim, hoping for the best. Bullshit.
The seat of your pants. That's a sailorman. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the seat of your pants. That was to find land. Because they knew it was fucking there. You don't look for things that are not there, right?
I think people have been there back and forth long before that.
Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's why the Phoenician ships looked like canoes. Canoes are inherently American. Whether it be north or south, they're an American style. In fact, the Egyptian style boat is, interestingly enough, very reminiscent of a canoe.
Yeah.
And why is it that the greatest pyramids are in the Americas and the lesser of pyramids are other places? It's because, well, you think about the forest that's around you over there. The redwoods. You're in Lebanon, dude. You're in the real Lebanon. The cedars of Lebanon. That's why there's cedars there. Cedars
I
would be the
never-
redwoods, right?
I guess, yeah. Makes sense.
And that's why
I never
there's the
heard that
Moab
before, though.
Desert and Utah, Judah, Utah. It's not or Canaan, Canada, Cana, duh. I could be very fucking wrong, and I'm willing to take that risk. But I would put some shit on the line to say that this is the true old world. The stories are from here, not from over there.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that a couple days ago, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's that Cootie Mayo channel has opened my eyes to so much good information, and it's firsthand account information. It's not his fucking opinion. It's not, it's literally he's reading the annals of fucking history. What do you say when it's Columbus's words that are saying, yes, I'm coming to Mount Zion to conquer the people of Prester John or King David? Like, that's pretty fucking descriptive.
Yeah.
And even that goes right back to what they're talking about with these cabals. Prester John and the people of King David. Wait, that goes back, right? Well, who were the banking families? Why did they want Prester John so bad? These are some important questions to ask. They wanted him so bad they were willing to give everything up and come to a new land that they have never been to.
Supposedly.
They had never been to. Not saying that others had not been to. The Moors were definitely in America well before. Well, shit, dude. Can you see this map at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Notice how California is an island. This isn't that way anymore. Notice how Antarctica and Australia were connected. And there's your cabal. It's in old art. That's where it's at. Here's the description of the flood. This would be the third epoch. And there's your people that are creating the world right there. They're writing it out. They're writing history out as we know it. There's the discovery of the new world. And there's them leaving, discovering. This would be the discovery of the new world. And notice all the cities. And this would be them on the opposite coast. But there's all sorts of pictures on here and stuff like that. I have a few old maps that are pretty fucking revealing and very, very interesting. And then I also have some other stuff like this one here. This one is a picture of Portland, Oregon in 1929.
Mm.
It is Broadway, West Broadway Street in Portland.
I know where that's at.
Now, the reason that this is interesting to me, I can give a fuck less if it's Portland, but you think about when Portland was founded and built, like originally, that's 1929. That's in the height of the that's in the beginning of the Depression.
Yeah.
You get like, Portland wasn't that old, but it sure fucking built out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
For being that new of a city, those buildings look very old. I mean, you can see the patina on the buildings. This is red brick, this is red brick, this is red brick. Most of these are a red brick. This is your yellow brick. Both of those have been traced back to Tartarian roots. You have weird stoplights with just 2 signals. Like, it's just a very interesting. Yeah, look at the architecture on these buildings. Like, who built these things, and why did they build these things in this Romanesque way? I mean, like, what does Portland, Oregon have to do with Rome? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you build in that style?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's normally they come back with a few of the main builders of the time, and that's pretty much all you get. Is there's certain builders, and that's all the people that built these fucking buildings. Give me a fucking break. I do construction for a living. That's a lot of fucking work. I mean, just think of the fucking electrical grid that it would have had to take in order to support those signal lines alone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking hundreds of man hours. And that's just what, a stretch of 3 blocks? And that's just one aspect of that. It's not including any of the internal electric systems of the building, or the heating, or the cooling, or the structure itself. You know, the trolley lines, like, all that shit takes time. And sure, there's people, but you're talking about skilled craftsmen, not just people. Like,
Right.
You're not going to have Bob and Tom run in there that have never picked up a fucking stone and put it into place properly. No, this shit takes time. It takes talent. It takes dedication. It takes years of learning crafts. Much like I come to you for electrical things. Why? Because I see that you have the understanding of those things. You
Well,
are
plus-
a craftsman of those things.
Yeah, plus too, it's like you were saying, all the ornate stuff that's in that building. If those people didn't know how to do anything or never done it before, it'd be just a fucking box. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wouldn't have all
And look
that
at this.
ornate.
Look at this building top. I mean, it's straight out of Rome. Like, that building could be Rome 2.0.
Yeah.
Same with this building. Same with this building. And then if you look at them, if you look at the street line, like, it just doesn't look right. You know, like, they painted on the brick. They painted on the brick here. They painted on the brick here. The Orpheum Theater. Is that still there?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I could be very wrong, but this looks like a city that has been very well established for many years. Like, not the 60 or 70 that they claim.
Yeah.
Because Portland didn't start till like the early 1900s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know. I only lived there for
Maybe-
a few years.
Maybe Erm can Google it. No, it just the whole timeline thing. You can't tell me there's not a fucking bullshit lie in it.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't know where we're at, when we're at, how we're at. We could be the first fucking generation of humans.
Chuck says 1845.
1845 to 1929. So you're talking 70 years. Roughly.
Yeah.
That's not 70 years. That's way more than 70 years worth of work.
Yeah, all those buildings and all that electric,
Yeah.
trolley
Yeah,
lines.
70 years worth of work. I'm sorry. No. Hell no.
Maybe
A
if they all
resounding hell no. What?
maybe if they started on day one of 1945 and they all built all at the same time and did all the same
Right.
things all at the same time in the same place, and
Right. And 70 years does not give you patina like is on those buildings.
well, that's if they started at day one.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, that's assuming we're giving a great bit of, we're saying the whole town was built in a day. They didn't build Rome in a day, so I doubt if they built Portland in a day. Nevertheless, there's patina on those buildings that's at least 100 years old.
Yeah.
So that means the buildings were there before the city?
Well, of course.
Honestly, I think they were. That's why they founded it. They founded it. They didn't know how to talk. They founded it.
Yeah.
Look, Mommy, I founded it.
Yeah.
Those free Masons got a lot of free masonry.
Yeah.
Look at all the masonry there. All of this is all free when you find it. Right?
Yeah.
It would all be free. Here's a building that they took down. It looks like a portion. There's a giant ass fucking billboard facing that way. Like the signs and shit, they just look fucking generic. They look like Bob and Bill went up there and started painting with their little fucking craft set.
It was Crayola. Get it right.
Right.
Danny wants to know where the copper pipes are at.
The copper pipes. Looks like the street lights might be brass.
I don't think you would see any copper pipes. They'd all be underground or in the buildings.
Yeah, and not only that, but who's making those copper pipes? That's a lot of piping.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of skill and talent and foundries. You know, foundries take time to build.
I wonder when the first foundry was made.
I've seen things that go back to like the earliest of mankind. Like smelting has been something that we have done as a species for a very long time.
Well, no, I know they've had blacksmiths and stuff forever, but I'm just talking like a production type.
Production style.
Yeah.
Probably during the turn of the Industrial Revolution or just before it.
Yeah, probably.
You know, and honestly, the Industrial Revolution is really where I understand that our history really has any relevance of starting, per se. I mean, we can go back before that, but honestly, nobody was there. Nobody was there 200 years ago. 300 years ago. No, none of us were there. Not a single goddamn one of us.
Erm says maybe they founded a foundry.
Well, when you're finding things, you know, it had to exist at some point because it's there. So no, I can't get down with that whole narrative of timeline. I was out in Michigan, up in the Sioux, the locks, Sioux locks.
Yeah.
You know where I'm talking about?
I've heard of them.
Okay. So we were walking through the town, and on one of the buildings, it had the date on it, the date that it was built. But instead of a 1, it was clearly an I. Well, I know from researching that was a commonplace during much older periods of time, and it stood for the Invictus, which is the 1,000-year reign of our Lord. Well, it never happened. So the I is 1,000 years. So if you take 1,000 years from our current date, we're in the 90s.
Right. I've heard that before, that we're
Or the 1920s, rather.
I've heard that before, that we're 1,000 years off.
Mm-hmm. The Invictus. And on the date that was chiseled into the fucking building, it was clearly an I. And that whole city is buried a story deep.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole fucking thing. So the Capitol here in St. Paul, buried. The Capitol where I'm from in Western Pennsylvania there, buried. And it's at a high point in the fucking mountains. Like, it should not be buried. If there's anything that should not be buried, that building should not be buried because of the height or the altitude. Buried.
Yeah.
Full story below ground. I walked through and looked at it, and you don't put fucking windows underground. Anybody with a half a fucking brain knows that you don't put glass undergrade.
Right.
Why are all these buildings built out with glass and entire stories? Where I'm out there in Western Pennsylvania, there's an entire storefront that's a full story under grade. And it looks like at one point in time it was not the only one. So in other words, the whole main street was backfilled by an entire story. And it's rather high, if that makes sense. Like, altitude wise, it's very high in altitude as far as Western Pennsylvania goes. One of the very highest points out there.
I thinking maybe they backfilled it because it got flooded, but if it's high, it probably didn't get flooded.
You would have a global flood if it was flooded. Or pretty much a global flood.
Yeah, if it was
like,
that
I know
high.
where I'm at now would have to be flooded because, I mean, you're talking 8,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, it's pretty high up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big catastrophe for it to have been flooded. And when I asked about it to the historical society there, they couldn't fucking tell me a clue. But I asked them, I was like, okay, so why is everything buried? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, this business is buried. This business is buried. That whole downtown section is buried by a story. No, it's not. And I said, go down there. Check it out. Tell me if there's not a store display. And it literally looks like a time capsule. It's really fucking weird because it's open to the elements or whatever. Like, you could walk down the stairs if you wanted to. There's a chain across. You'd probably get in some trouble by a shop owner or something. But literally, you could walk down there, and it looks like a fucking time capsule. It looks like a storefront from, like, the 30s or the 40s. And there's nothing. There's just glass windows and stairs down. It's really fucking weird. I don't know. I think that I think the answer to your question of are there UFOs? I think yes. Personally, I think yes. Do I think they're from some intergalactic, interstellar, billion-mile? Fuck no. Fuck no. I think it's technology that we have I'm not saying that it's not our technology, because I definitely think that there are entities that have the ability to manifest technologies like these things. You know, because what is technology but knowledge of technological things, right? Technology.
More people nowadays seem to believe that they're more of an interdimensional type being than outer space beings.
Well, you've got a lot of people out there that are removing themselves from the ball Earth theory.
Right.
And moving into other theories such as flat Earth theory or inner Earth theory, or, you know, there's lots of theories out there. And the reality is unless you've been in a plane that's above commercial, you don't know.
Right.
You don't fucking know. And you do know if you're in a plane that is commercial that you're fucking flying flat and level for fucking hours on end. That's pretty easy to do with a level. I mean, doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to look at a level for, you know, a period of a couple of hours from one side of the country to the other and realize that you're flying at 30,000 feet and you're staying exactly at 30,000 feet. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's pretty smart that would tell me that I'm full of shit, but I know how to read a level. And I know if my level bubble is in the center of the plane, then it's going to read the way that that plane is shaped or is flying. If the nose goes up, my bubble's going to change
back,
on my level. Exactly. Right. And when it's staying flat and level, well, why do they level off at 35,000 feet? Why do they say level off? That doesn't make fucking sense.
Because they're not climbing anymore.
And you would have to climb on a ball. You would have to constantly have your nose up. At 550 something odd miles per hour that they fly commercially on average.
Yeah.
You would have to literally have the nose of the plane to the sky consistently and never be able to level off. I mean, look at the math on it. I'm not saying I'm that kind of fucking smart, but I do see simple observation, and maybe I'm just a simple man.
Yeah. I thought about getting a world map and start putting pins up on the map of everywhere that people watched me.
That'd be fun.
That's what I kind of thought.
And if you get cold, you could burn it.
Well, that's what I keep her around for.
For burning it?
Huh?
For burning it?
No, keep me warm.
Hey, did you see that video I sent to you of the fucking heater?
Do what now?
I sent you a video via text of a heater that would work in your fucking facility there.
Oh, that ammo box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me that was not fucking tiny as shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, that window right next to you there with the white curtain.
Yeah.
You could pop the glass. You have 5,000 windows in that fucking place. You could pop the glass, go out and get 2 pieces of cement board and a couple of bolts and a couple of washers, and sandwich it in with some weather stripping on either side.
Right.
And right there, you could have your nice little heater blowing out on you all fucking time, the whole time you're sitting right where you're at. You've already got half the fucking pieces. If you need an ammo box, I'll send you one, dude. Like, seriously. If not, Go to an army surplus store. They're a dime a dozen. Literally, I was looking at them the other day at the army surplus store, and I saw one for like $8.50 that would have been the perfect size for it. I was gonna buy it for you, but I
Yeah.
didn't know if you would build it.
They make really good battery boxes too.
Yeah, they do.
The nice
That
thing
they
about
do.
them is that what's nice about them is once you put them in that box, if they do explode, they're gonna contain the explosion inside that box.
Right. That box is designed to take an explosion like that because of the nature of the box.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You're looking into space.
I was reading the chat.
The chat's not important. We're chatting, Larry.
Well, I'm trying to multitask, and I'm not succeeding very well. I'm too
Well,
stoned.
that's because you're trying.
Yeah, that's Big 10-4, rubber ducky.
Where's Erm? Erm, right up here. He's in knowledge.
Oh, earlier Herb was giving you shit. He said that I got to scroll back. It was pretty good.
Well, if he didn't give me shit, he wouldn't give me much at all, so I'm okay with that.
So he said about the boundary thing, right? And then he says, "Well, Nubs doesn't think I'm funny. I'll get him." Laugh my ass off. Get you, Nubs. They make the more likely than I'm just not funny.
No, Erm, you're absolutely hilarious. It's just satire is lost in chat.
Oh, and I didn't see, and I apologize. We had Patrick in the chat a while ago. Patrick 369. Damn, my vision's really bad for some reason. All of a sudden.
What's up, Patrick? You still here? Patrick? Patrick? Please come to the stage, Patrick. Paging Mr. Patrick.
Will the real Patrick please stand up?
And if not Patrick, will Jack Talcott please show up? Jack Talcott, please show up. Jack Talcott. We are looking for some good times talking about exclusively Jack Talcottisms.
I see how you are. Now Erm says I have to open my eyes before I can read. What the hell?
This
over?
is true. This is true. You definitely look like you're from another ethnicity.
I'm Chinese-eyed. Is that what you're trying to imply?
I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying you look of a different ethnicity.
Yeah. I might resemble that remark. And yes, Patrick is still here.
Will the real Patrick please stand up? 369. Patrick, what do you think? Do you think we're all fucked? Do you think the government's out to get us? Or do you think we should go with internal global warming and make sure to stay safe?
I think we all just need to bend over and kiss our ass goodbye.
Well, you can kiss somebody's ass, but you won't be able to kiss your own ass.
Watch me.
Patrick, what do you think about kissing your own ass?
I
Do you think Larry's capable of such things?
am 66. I just forgot, damn it.
Yeah, 66, not 69.
I hate that when that happens.
Can't get the whole round.
It gets you through the drive-through every time.
Yep. Hey, what was that video about? Is that your neighbor?
That video I posted,
Yeah.
that's a house in the corner.
Oh, that's nice. I love their yard decorations.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's sweet.
No health hazards going on over there, considering they don't have no bathroom or nothing, no water, no electricity.
And your city's okay with this?
They must be. It's been that way longer than I've been here. And I've been here over 2 years.
Interesting. Are they looking to increase the rat population out there?
It's very plentiful to begin with. That's why
Well, that's
we
what
have.
I'm saying. Like, I know there's a lot of eco warriors out there that are looking to make sure that the animals have a safe place and everything like that. So that could be what they're doing, is they're creating a safe habitat for rodents and other foul beasts.
If you think that's good, they've had like 4 RVs towed off, and the city's paid for it every time. And every time they get an RV towed off, they fill it up full of garbage first.
Well,
So
at least they're filling it up with garbage and eliminating a problem. You got to give them credit; they're thinking ahead.
And
If
there was
you're gonna
one
have
time.
the taxpayer pay the tax, at least make sure that they're paying the full tax and not just half-assing it.
Yeah, but what's funny is like 4 of them, they just came out here and tore them up and threw them in the back of a truck. But one of them actually was a hazmat team. And that was over a year
Lovely.
ago.
Lovely. You gotta love how they're saving the money for the American public.
But yet, 3 nights ago we had like 10 cop cars here raiding this house for a arrest warrant, because that's really important. Those warrants are really important. Heaven forbid if they're dealing drugs and trafficking people and all this other stuff. That's okay, but we got a warrant. We got to go get them, and they were there for 3 hours.
Well, that's because they're fucking morons. Anybody that's willing to be a police officer has got to be some kind of stupid. Nevertheless, Larry, when are you moving to Colorado then? I guess that'd be the real question, since you're not obviously in a place that is, safe, healthy, beneficial, livable. Not even livable. I mean, barely livable. Like, I mean, seriously, if you think about the pros and cons of moving out there, I'm seeing more pros than there are cons.
Yeah,
but I don't.
She really wants to go to Arizona down by her folks. She thinks her folks aren't going to be around much longer.
So move the folks out there.
No, they just bought a mansion there in Arizona.
So go move your fucking trailer onto the back 40.
They don't have a back 40, but
if they got a mansion, they got a back 40.
I don't know. Well, it's a mansion, but it's a big house.
Back 40, backyard, either way, it works.
I don't think they'd do that.
Oh, of course they would. Just pull it in there and ask for an apology or ask for forgiveness.
You ask forgiveness after you do it? Yes, I know.
Yes. You got to do the action before you ask for forgiveness.
I haven't even met them yet.
Well, even better. Then it could be like, if they don't like the situation, you'd be like, I'm just squatting. If they do like the situation, be like, hey, I'm your future son-in-law.
Yeah. Hey, we had that happen when we were on the 60 acres. They rented the place out, and a month later, they told the police that we were just there watching their house, and they wanted us out of there.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah, that's just the way my luck goes. And then what's even funny was even the funniest. You had to go through 3 gates to get to the property. You had to go through like 30 acres before you got to the 60 acres, and you had to go through these 3 gates, right? Well, the very first gate was like a forest gate, one of those big fucking yellow fucking big barred fucking things that have the huge lock on the fucking barrel, so you got to stick your hand in the barrel to unlock the fucking thing. Well, we go to the store, and she fucking locked us in. onto the property so we couldn't leave the property. But yet she wanted us gone.
Well, that would be incarceration.
Can you say cray cray?
Yeah. See, I think you just miss opportunities. It's not that you have bad luck. You have really good luck. You just miss your opportunities.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity to have your own property by suing her ass for fucking kidnapping you.
Well, we called the cops and the cops came down and cut the padlock.
It's still a detainment without just cause.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah. That place was pretty nice. It had a cabin on it, a 2-bedroom cabin. It had an inside like Olympic pool. It was a pretty nice house.
yeah, I'd say anything with a pool is nice.
It didn't have no water in it. And I guess the pump was out or something. Had jacuzzi. Had a bridge at one time that went across the freeway, but I guess one time she was having some cars towed away and the tow truck got about halfway over and the fucking bridge broke with the tow truck and the car that he was towing.
That's not good.
Yeah, I bet that was fun. Could you imagine towing a fucking tow truck out and a car out of the middle of a fucking river? The river's probably shed a good 60, 80 feet down before you even get to the river.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
it was not just a tow truck driver. It was like the guy probably died.
Or got hurt pretty good.
Hell yeah, an 80-foot drop in a truck. Fuck yeah, you'd wish you were dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny because then we had, shortly after we moved in, we had a bunch of fires all around us, and the fucking sheriff came down and told us we had to leave the property and shit. So then we go to Sweet Home to her house, and then they're getting an alert down there, and then we're thinking we're going to have to leave from her house. So we left to her house, so we came down here, and we almost got an alert down here, and we're like, we went to 3 places. This is the last place we gotta go. We ain't got no places to go.
You motherfuckers need to put the fire out.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad for a couple months. That was shit. Almost 3 years ago now. It's hard to believe I've been here over 2 years now.
Yeah, you definitely need to get the fuck out of there. I'll tell you that. If that's your neighbors, that ain't no kind of health.
Well, that's at least at the other corner on the other side of the street. We got another drug house that's like 2 houses from me. Their yard isn't as bad as that one place, but at least they got power and stuff over there. This whole neighborhood's been like this as long as I can remember. It's always been, because it's incorporated right in the middle of 2 cities. And the part that we're at is incorporated. So it kind of gets forgot about. It's always been run down though, but I mean, now with the drugs being legal, that's what kind of gets me is I understand the drugs being legal, but yeah, okay, it's like I can't go around smoking pot in public, so how can they sit there and shoot up and smoke their crack or whatever in public? Why is that okay?
I really couldn't tell you because, well, I'll tell you.
Did you freeze? think you froze. $218 a year to camp there? That's crazy. No, I've never heard of that, Erm. Be gone with you. So is somebody going to talk to me or what? You going to come up and socialize with me? Hey, Danny, good to see you still in chat, girl. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you bringing your table and relieve some of these aches and pains, no doubt. You're back. I thought you were going to bed.
Yeah, but I double checked to see what was up. I guess you lost him, huh?
Yeah, Nubs just got
Right?
frozen for a while and then got booted, I guess. I
Oh,
wonder if his
okay.
battery ran dead.
I don't know. That's I was down and it never even gave me a warning, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Huh. So what's it up to now?
Shit, where's my eyeball? Hold on. 48%. I used that short cord,
Yeah.
and when I use the short cord, it does really quick. It boosts. It charges really quick. I love it. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's a lightning cord or what.
I'm not sure if I
Hello,
can.
hello.
Oh, shoot. I closed the wrong one out. Damn it.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm seeing if I can. I seen if I could show that video I took this morning.
Oh, this morning I didn't see a new one. I saw the one of the car backing up into your fence again. That's what I saw.
Well,
But I
here you
didn't see
go.
a new one.
You ready? Here it goes.
Yeah. Hold on, let me turn up my brightness. Let me turn it sideways. Hold on. Make it big, baby. Oh, wait, never mind. Let me just do this. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I thought. Oh, look at that. Hold on, pause it, baby. Check it out. It was tagged and then somebody tagged over it. Oh, great.
What do you
Okay, go
mean?
ahead.
What do you mean?
Graffiti?
Oh.
Uh-huh. Oh boy.
Look at all that garbage.
I know. And that was this morning?
Yeah.
Lovely. I told you it was real bad.
Oh, and
Oh,
they've
but
cleaned.
they covered it with tarps, though.
They've taken out like 6 truckloads.
Wow.
You look at that. Look at that. Just it's everywhere.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't notice that. I'm just afraid of like slowing down too much when I go by. You know what I mean?
You too could live next door to that.
Okay. Oh,
Got
look at
it
the
over
kitty.
there.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not sure why my voice isn't working. I could have swore this is the one where I said something. Maybe it's not.
Over there by my fence going.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Over there.
Fuck, honey.
Let's see here. I think.
Oh my god. Wait, when was that? Go down.
Oh wait, here we go. Here's the one. This is the one I took today. That one was from before.
I don't see anything.
Hang on.
Oh, we know that SUV. And the silver car.
How would you like
Is that, what is that? That's a dog tied up to the fucking tire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What?
Look at that. Look at all that garbage.
God. What the fuck?
Look at that.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? How
That
does that
poor
not a help
dog. That poor dog.
Yeah, but check this out. I didn't even know it, but there's somebody in that truck too. In that SUV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oh man, I hope that don't come back on you. Yeah, that's a lot of trash. Whoa. That's worse than it was when I seen it last time. Somebody must have cleaned out the car.
Yep. Another day in the neighborhood.
Damn, baby. Holy shit. That's, whoa. Ooh, I drank all my water. I'm good. That's pretty fucking bad. That's super, super bad. Way worse than it was when I seen it, what, 2 weeks ago or something?
Oh no, it was a lot worse. Like I said, they've taken like 6 truckloads out of there already.
When was the last time they took anything out of there?
A couple days ago.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
They've had like 3 different trucks there at different times.
Wow.
Did you
I
see
feel
that?
I caught the
I
tail
feel
end.
bad for the people who live
Well, here,
around
I'll put it on again.
I feel bad for the people who live around them.
It's
You know,
gotta
like
stink.
directly next door. Yeah, it's gotta stink. I don't know how we don't smell it over there at your place.
Got some matches?
Don't tempt us. Wait. That could cause loss, injury, or harm. We can't do that. Remember?
All right, here we go. I'll play it again.
It could cause more loss, injury, or harm by staying.
Yes.
All right.
Very
Here we
aware.
go. Ready?
How would you like to live next door to that?
Unbelievable.
That dog's looking at you like, please take me from here.
Yeah.
Save me. Yeah. No
Look at all
shit.
the fucking garbage. Look at that shit.
Look at that.
Baby, I really
That's
hope
crazy.
this does not come back on you. Not
How
that
is
you're
that
showing
not
the
a health
video
hazard?
here, but for even taking the video in the first place, because we know how they are.
They're trash.
And they also know not to fuck with our family, too.
Yeah.
They found that out right fucking quick. Wow, that's so much worse than it was a week ago when I drove that way, you know, to come down.
Yep. Another
Your
day in the neighborhood.
Fuck. That's gotta stink so bad. Wow.
Looks like my hair.
Your hair?
Yes, very discombobulated.
Bad.
Very out of order.
Well, the thing
Hey,
is that gets me is that the owners,
There
they're
are
not even
no.
sure, right? They don't even know exactly who the owners are. I thought
Well,
they died.
the owner died 3 years
City
ago. I
owns
think. Huh?
So the city owns it.
Family member.
Can't you? Oh, it could have been. But can't
I
you
don't
look
know.
that up?
All I know is that day when I talked to the cops, they said I had to find out who owned the house. I have to contact the owner. I had to tell the owner what was going on. And then the owner had to contact the city to let them know that they didn't want him to be there. And I'm like, well, what about all this other shit? You know, the trash, the drug dealing, the trafficking, the prostitution.
Well, we know
So-
there's public records, right?
They said there's nothing that they could do about it. What about
Woo!
the record?
Look at your
Sorry.
city code.
That's the problem, though, is we're incorporated.
There's still going to be a code.
It's got to be county code.
If you're incorporated, you're still under a municipal body.
Yes, you are.
Unincorporated.
Oh, you're unincorporated.
Yes.
Then it would be the county. Yes.
Yeah.
I
And the
think
county has to operate within its. The county has to do something legally.
yeah,
Like I
they
said,
send a
well,
big
the
truck
weirdest
every
thing-
now and then and tow it.
The weirdest thing is that sheriffs have been reporting here where I live for as long as I've known this town to exist, and this town exists longer than I've known. But now all of a sudden we got the next city's police patrolling our area, and they're the ones that did the search warrant the other day. So I'm wondering
Oh, I
how-
bet that's why they were patrolling.
no,
well, if
because
they're
they've been
patrolling, then they had to have been contracted in. And
That's what
whoever contracted them in, that is your responsible party.
That's what I'm thinking.
Sheriff
But
usually comes
nothing's
out.
nothing's been said about them taking over this part. You know, this part of the town or whatever.
Yeah, I would find out from them why they're in that particular jurisdiction and who authorized their being in that jurisdiction. Because if they're in the wrong jurisdiction, even if they do make a bust and it was the best bust in the world, it's not going to work.
Well, I could see how they could serve a arrest warrant, but not patrolling.
Wrong jurisdiction, man.
Hey, I got a question for you, Nuff.
That'd be the sheriff.
If it doesn't stick, Does that mean they have to return all property, including drugs? Wouldn't that be
Depending on
funny?
your legalities.
No, they have to burn the drug. Well,
Yeah,
actually, I guess depending on the quality, the quantity, I think if they'd have to give them back or not.
Yeah, with your guys' fucking weird ass laws on drugs, I don't know.
Ours.
And the answer, we were talking about drugs versus pot, and you said you couldn't walk down the road smoking pot, and they can bang
Yeah.
out on the corner. The reason is marijuana is not a drug.
What do you mean?
It's a plant.
Oh.
Yeah, but they consider it a drug.
Larry,
That's what
I
they
can
call it.
consider myself to be the fucking king of England, but that doesn't mean shit.
I could have swore you were.
Even you
I
will, even you would be willing to agree with me that I'm the king of England, but nobody else is.
Damn it.
Damn.
I want that pot of gold.
Yeah.
Keep on flying
You said
around. You'll
king,
find
you
it
didn't
again.
say leprechaun.
I'll reach the end of that rainbow sooner or later.
Corn. Damn.
Yeah, follow the rainbow, taste the rainbow. The rainbow's in you. Well, that's a different story.
Oh shit. Oh, I love it. Hey, what are you doing over there?
I too can
Um,
find some Lucky Charms, huh?
They're magically delicious.
That's what I've heard.
I'm gonna throw a rock at the neighbor's house.
Portland's only an hour drive from you, Patrick. You're in Oregon too?
Hold on.
Or
I'm gonna throw a
also?
rock at the neighbor's house. Where's the light?
Yeah, get your English correct.
It never has been and it never will be.
Come on. Find me
I'm a hick from down under from the northwest.
Here
A
we
hick
go.
from the sticks.
A hick from the city stick.
How can you be a city hick?
Those are
Wouldn't that be a
rare
slick?
breed. They're a rare breed and they're kind of dangerous and they're kind of scary.
Wouldn't that be a slick, not a hick?
A slick hick.
Well, that's just a greasy hick.
You promised not to tell.
You know I don't answer
you just
questions.
Yeah, but you just did.
No, I just tell answers.
Yeah. Tell no answers, you tell no lies.
Yes, this is true. This is true. And the lies you tell, you will despise. Larry, are you partaking in plant matter?
No! Never!
Confirm or deny.
Plant
No.
matters.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Plant matters.
I'm fucking with my neighbors.
You're gonna throw a rock.
Ooh.
Use at least a rock that's going to break something.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to see if I can get more Chinese-eyed.
Chinese
That-
eye.
There you go again with your racist banter.
I know. I can't help myself. It's just inbred in me.
Speaking as if all Asian people across the world are just high.
They're not. You drive like it.
I'll be right back.
I got caught.
Uh-oh.
You're walking around, trying to figure out what the fuck is making that noise. Oh shit.
The hell
That's
you
too
talking
much.
about?
I've been tossing pebbles at Derek's apartment. And they're fucking keep walking around. I got 3 of them up now, walking around in the dining room trying to figure out what the fuck they're hearing. Oh my god, this is priceless. Oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna turn this camera around. This is fucking too good. Okay, settings. Camera. This is hilarious. You probably can't see. They're over there now. They're looking in the. You can't see it. They have no clue. Oh my god. Fuck, this is great. I can do this all night.
What what shenanigans are you up to?
I don't know. She's over there tripping out on something.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let's go.
What the hell?
Don't ever do that in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
No, these are my friends.
Still don't ever do that in my neighborhood.
They were your friends.
Oh my god, she goes, it was somebody. Oh shit. You guys are hilarious. I've been sitting here chucking shit at your guys' building for like a half hour. For like 10 minutes. And you guys are up walking around going, what the fuck is that? That's funny shit. I love it. I'll be in a second.
It went from a half an hour to 10 minutes real quick.
It's probably only like 3 or 4, but I don't think they'll know the difference anyway. All right, I'm gonna go. I love you guys.
All
Talk
right.
to you tomorrow.
Good night, baby.
Hey, you too, honey bun.
I was just about to tell her goodbye, sweetums.
That was a really red door she's got.
So where's everybody at?
In their domicile.
I would say most people are in their residence.
That is not and so your domicile?
No, they're different things.
Wow.
Residenti. Thing identified. That's what a resident is.
I didn't say nothing about resident. I said domicile.
And domicile means you belong there. Or
Well, of
you're
course.
okay to be there.
If I didn't belong here, I wouldn't be here. Because I didn't belong there. So there.
Well, when you're flying around, what does that mean? You're all up in the air?
Well, that's a given.
Just high, huh?
Something like that. I'll be pie-eyed forever. All right, we don't need to hear about no whitey tighties there, Chuck.
Chuck's wearing whitey tighties?
I don't know. He said, in my under drawers at the moment.
As long as he's not touching himself, I'm okay with that.
I'm not sure why us inquiring minds needed to know that at this moment in time.
I was definitely not inquiring.
I don't remember me saying so or asking for that info also, but I could be wrong. I have been before.
And see, I'm clothed, but you can't even see my clothes.
Are you the emperor with no clothes?
No. Do you not see that?
No, you disappeared on me. Where'd you go?
Exactly. You can see my face, and it's like my head is just hovering.
You're one of those holograms, aren't you? Hey, Linda. How you doing, girl? Good to see you.
Good. How y'all? Nubs, you floating?
I'm floating.
You floating?
Floating head. You
So what
can't
was
see.
for dinner tonight, Linda?
Leftovers.
What?
We had some leftover pizza. We had some leftover roast. So just a little bit of everything.
Pizza and roast, huh? That's a combination, definitely.
Oh, I couldn't make my mind up, so I just heated up both.
So would
I
that
would
be a
say
roast?
I was
I'm
going to
sorry,
say sounds like a typical woman to me, but what do I know? Can't make your mind up.
A prosa?
I didn't hear the question.
Would that be a perosa?
If I knew what a perosa was, I could
It's a
say
combination between a pizza and a roast. A perosa.
Roast.
I lost in the sauce.
He got you, Linda. He got you.
He got me good.
She's lost in the sauce.
But yeah, you guys are talking on a bunch of really cool subjects, so
Only
I
the
was
coolest here at Larry's.
Cow
exactly.
bucket food.
We're like ice cold.
But yeah, that video was off the hook. I
So
couldn't even.
Go ahead.
I said I couldn't even comment. Like I was lost for words.
I know that toupee was doing something for you, wasn't it?
Are
Come
you a
on.
fan of the Orange Man?
Fess up, Linda. We know.
Yes. I think he did
Yeah.
some good.
You did something through you. Okay. That's all we need to know.
Well, I'm going to bounce. I've got some stuff to do. I'll catch you guys
All right.
later.
You take care.
Peace out.
Don't having you here. Don't let that door hit in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be my tagline, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds pretty quiet there. What's everybody up to?
It's a really quiet evening. The clouds rolled in again. Expecting rain on Tuesday instead of Thursday. So,
Yeah.
quiet.
I got
Gotta get
both my cats inside my laundry basket.
it's a good place for them, I guess.
Never fails. You go and you do laundry, you bring it in the house, and as soon as you bring it in the house, they climb right in it. So then you got to do them all over again because they got fucking cat hair all over them.
Right, they got a fluff.
Just never ends. The monotony of it all.
Right.
I'll tell you though, Mischief is she's my buddy, man. Anytime I go and lay down, she'll run in that bedroom and she'll crawl underneath the covers with me and, spend a few minutes with me. Sometimes she'll be there for a long time. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, mine chew me out when I'm outside most of the day. So when I come in the evening, I have to give them their quality time. And they just howl. Very talkative. Yeah. Did you read a chat?
Right now, it said something about the door. Don't hit you where the good Lord split you.
Yeah.
And my eyes aren't working too well right now. They're kind of in a haze for some reason. I'm not quite sure why.
Mr. Sandman calling?
Well, actually, yeah, I guess it is after 8. I usually go to bed around 8 o'clock or so, maybe 9 at the latest.
So you're going to bed when your neighbors are waking up?
Something like that. I don't know if any of them. I think they go in shifts. I don't think there's actually anybody asleep You know, there's always somebody awake and there's always somebody sleeping.
I hear you.
I think they rotate in shifts or something. I don't know.
Well, I do hope they clean it up for you. I'm more worried of health issues. You know, that's got to be bringing in some
Well,
environment.
especially with, they don't have a bathroom there. No water, no electricity, no nothing.
I'm just thinking of all the stuff that's coming up there trying to, get
So
in
where's like 40 people all shitting and pissing?
there. My mind can't even wrap around it.
And it's been that way. Like I said, I've been here 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's when my mind like couldn't wrap around it. I was like, how could the city or town or where whatever has the order can't say that word. Order.
No, all they have to do is call the city up and they clean their mess up for them. They throw an RV out there, get tired of, use it all up or whatever, fill it up full of garbage and say, hey, come pick this up for us.
I thought
we'll be right there. We'll be right there.
I thought I heard you say that it was being taken over, like the town or something. Like it's not under normal, like my city order, or I can't say that damn word tonight.
Well, no, what's weird is this is always, the sheriff has always reported here forever. Now all of a sudden we got another city's law enforcement coming here.
That's what I heard. Okay.
And I'm not sure why or how or if they've changed, if they've taken over this area, why didn't we get some kind of notice or something?
Yeah, but I was saying like if that's the factor, then maybe they'll be more proactive and they'll get it, cleaned up.
You would think the sheriffs would be more proactive than a city would, though.
Yeah, but like you said, unless it's a warrant for something or something like that, then they really don't come around, right?
That's the first time I've ever seen them do anything in this neighborhood.
So what I'm saying is look for the silver lining. Maybe they're going to be tightening it up.
Yeah. But like Nubs is saying, and I think he's right, I think that even though, say, like, if they had a warrant for arrest for somebody, they'd have to give that warrant to the sheriff to serve it because it's his jurisdiction and not theirs. Or it wasn't anyway.
Mm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you can only just wait and see. I mean, but I hope, I'm hoping for the best for you because that's not something they want to be living by.
Well, the rumor is they're getting supplied by them.
Ah, I see it. Okay, I see the dots now. I have to remember what state I'm looking. Yeah, what state it's coming from too.
Yeah.
But it's getting that bad here. They do it right on the overpass on the freeways. They're all out there doing it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just blind eye to it.
Well, and we got, I mean, this neighborhood, it's kind of, most of it, I'd say, is elderly like me. And then you got a lot of these druggies, and then you got families too. And like, I'll find them out. I got a big fence, it's pretty long, and they'll be sitting right in front of that fence, sitting there doing their thing, and I'll see them. I'm like, hey, take that shit down the block. We got kids that live 3 houses away. They don't need to be seeing that shit.
Right. Chuck says, the country I lived in contracted with the neighboring town to cover police duty. That's interesting.
That's the only thing I can think of. Somehow they got the contract, but you'd think if that was going to happen, it would have happened a long time ago. Because I know they've been trying to incorporate this town forever.
I'm gonna see where you're coming from. Better late than never, though, right?
Yeah. If they got rid of it, I'd say in a probably like 10-block radius, there's probably at least 20 drug houses.
Good Lord.
But it's getting to be like that almost everywhere.
I gave it a lot of thought, and the only thing I could come up with that would be, I thought would be a proactive start, would be case managers getting boots on the ground, going and reaching out, you know. But there's no funds for that, of course.
Well, I've even asked, I've personally asked the police if there's something they can do about it, and I basically got told I had to do their job for them. And then I asked them, well, what about zoning? How's that not a health hazard? And it just seems like it goes in one ear and out of the other. But I know if that was me in my yard, I would have been out the day it happened, you know?
Right.
So is anybody else going to come up here and join us? I'm getting down, I'm winding down here, so I'm going to probably end this thing before too long, if not.
Well, you go kick me out whenever you're ready.
Well, I always let the door hit you or the good Lord split you, right?
Go. I hope that was just a dry run. I wasn't ready to go yet.
Getting you all prepared for the turmoil, right?
Just eat your line, and then I'm down with that.
No doubt about it.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk the yard, make sure all the critters are tucked in and doing okay. And house is already locked down. Everybody goes to bed early. They're all working folks, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, it's hard to get it. Like me, I got that internal clock and I can't shut it off. Some ways I like waking up real early, and other times I wish I could sleep in,
I like waking up early because I wake up with the world, I'm awake. I
Yeah.
get to watch the world wake up. That's what I find interesting about it. And I'm up anyway, so.
Yeah.
The chickens,
Well,
me know.
nobody's saying nothing in chat or nothing, so I think I'm going to get the heck out of here.
Alrighty. You have a good evening.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me one more time, and same time, stay Bat Channel in the morning, and
definitely
see you there.
All
Take
right.
care, all. Bye-bye. Love you all.
Love y'all. Bye, chat. Good night, Chuck.